recording is hard. This is like my nth time. But I like to talk about how to make informed and hopefully smart decisions when it comes to buying and selling. I mean, I'm a collector, but this hopefully this works out for people who buy other things as well, like clothes and just general things. So with the recent announcement of Hasbro increasing the price of Black Series figures due to like inflation and increased costs of shipping from China, I thought this would be a good time to cover um, and share my process on buying and selling figures. So hopefully this helps you in case. Uh, so I'd first like to share something I learned from, a YouTube channel called David Displays Model Behavior. And it's this: nothing is ever truly gone. And I literally saw this just like a few days ago with someone selling first the first orange line release of the Black Series. Complete. And that came out like nearly a decade ago. So really nothing is ever truly gone. It's either someone has it or someone is just waiting to sell. So the first the first thing I really ask myself when it comes to buying something is, can I afford this? Because if I can't, then everything else is like a no go. And then equally important, but comes second, is that the best price? Now, how do I determine that as a collector? So first, I'd like to point out that the collecting market is a niche market, and if there's a really really small chance that my econ teacher from senior high sees this, I have her to thank for my econ knowledge. Hopefully I get it right. So the first characteristic of a niche market I'd like to point out is that we have specific needs. Um, and you can really see that in how picky we are as collectors. Like even the smallest things can be deal breakers, like paint apps. And the second one is less competition. And I think really Hasbro fulfills that because they're one of the most affordable toy companies out there right now. Yeah, like Mayfex, Figure Arts, um, Revoltech. I'm forgetting one. The one that makes cloth goods. I'm forgetting one. Please let me know if you know it. But I know it. I'm just missing out. Um, they're really the most affordable out of all the ones I've mentioned. Um, so there's not a lot of competition out there unless you count, let's say, McFarlane. But McFarlane is DC, so not the same characters. And third is product perfection. Like again, it goes back to how picky we are as collectors. The product has to literally be flawless sometimes flawless. So, but even if anywhere you go the collecting market is niche, it's not really the same. Like, I noticed that there are differences between how it is here in the Philippines, because I'm from here, so I can really speak for this, and the West, let's say, like in America. Um, and this is because I follow news channels that really talk about, figures in general. So the first is like supply and demand. Sometimes you have a lot of supply here for like a trooper, let's say. But in America, there's not a lot anymore because like it's more popular there. So the prices are different. And the same could also be said for America. Like I think I just saw an incinerator trooper on Amazon for like $35. But here like I can't find any. So it's really really different out here. Second is purchasing power. And purchasing power is how I guess how much money your target market has for the things that you're selling. If I'm correct, I'm correct. So let's say here I got Rex for like around 45 $45. But in America, like on the action figure 411 website, the average price for Rex is like 100. So it's like really, really multiplied exponentially. Why? Because here in the Philippines, like you could say we're an emerging country, but like, we're still actually pretty much third world. And it's really seen in how we've handled the pandemic so far. But like in a place like America where they're first world, they have a lot more purchasing power than we do. So figures can sell for like higher on the aftermarket compared to here, and people will still buy it there. As I mentioned with like Rex right now. And the third is of course interests and desires. So you could say that like it's different for everyone, like wherever you are, in the west or in the east here. But as I mentioned in the first criteria, in the first difference, supply and demand, sometimes it's really different for reasons I don't know, but that's just the way it is. So I'd like to talk about like some hacks that I have, which I mentioned before. The first one is watch the news. Watch the news. Like sometimes I just comment on like a collector's channel and I get a response like, will they release this or is this a good price? They answer, and because they've been in the game or they've been in the market longer, they would know a lot more than me. And another one is to monitor multiple platforms, which here is like pretty much Shopee, Lazada, Facebook Market, and Carousel, I think. I don't really go to Carousel, but I look at the other three a lot. And the third one is to predict and prepare. I'm gonna go into that like in a bit. But yeah, you really have to predict and prepare in order to like really maximize like the amount of the amount that you get and sell figures. So for me, personal questions I ask before I predict is these don't have a hierarchy. Sometimes I value one over the other. Like it's always different. It's never consistent. It's just really a case to case basis. So for me first, I always ask, do I like this certain character? Like do I like these three? So, I mean, I like them, which is why I got them. So, but if I don't like a character, then I really just don't. Um, and second, does it look or move good? I always ask that because if let's say like a trooper looks good but doesn't move good, then I just end up saying, hey, maybe it's smart to wait for like a new body to come out, like what just happened recently. Thanks, Hasbro. And third, super, super important, am I going to regret this? And this being whether I get it or I wait. So if I'm gonna regret one option, then I obviously do the other. I just go for it or wait. But how do I predict and prepare? So usually I consider like the popularity of the character, and then I consider like supply and demand. So let's start on the left. So Ahsoka is clearly a popular character. Um, but I just had a feeling that if I waited long enough, there would be a lot of supply for her and not a lot of people wanting Ahsoka as much as they did like when she first came out. And I really saw that. Like when Ahsoka came out here, she was going for I saw listings for her at $56 and I said, you know, I really think it's smart to wait. Just wait like a month or a little over a month. And I did. I waited for a better deal to come around. And around my birth week, I found her selling for around $30. $30. And I said, that's the price for me. I'm gonna get her. So what made me decide $30 was like a good price? Well, $30 is essentially like how much Black Series retails here. Because the official retail price is actually $20. But, including shipping and, transporting it from wherever to here in the Philippines, they usually end up coming out at around $30 as a starting price. So for me, that was like a really good deal. Now let's go to the one in the middle, Ventress. Sometimes waiting is not the way to go. Sometimes you just really have to be alert, which is why I suggested, managing multiple platforms. Um, when Ventress came out, like, she was also going for around the same price as Ahsoka was, like 56. Insane. Insane. And I said, it's gonna happen. She's gonna go down. I just have to be alert. I have to watch. I have to watch out for a good deal. And I was correct. I found Ventress at 34 thanks to a really, really kind seller on the Facebook marketplace. So I got Ahsoka on Shopee, but I got Ventress from the Facebook marketplace. And that's why it's really important to really man as many platforms as you can, because good deals will just come and you have to hopefully you're there when they do. Uh and sometimes you really 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 have to wait like 6 months to a year. And that's what I did with Beskar Mando over here on the right. Like when he released, same thing. He was going for around $50 here. And this isn't even the two pack with Grogu. No. This was going for like $50 like as a single release solo figure, and I was like, uh sometimes the character is too popular. I mean it. And this is what I saw with Beskar Mando. I said, there's gonna be a point where there's too much of him, too much of supply, and not enough demand. So of course the price is gonna go down. And I was right, like just recently I found him going for, let me convert that, 28 $28 with a posable cape, with a free posable cape. And I said, yo, that's good. That's good. I mean, even if he doesn't have a jetpack, which you can see here, like the seller bought him just to get the jetpack and then resold him. And I said, I'm okay. I'm willing to compromise. Willing to compromise for that. But then like literally like a day or two after, like complete posable cape listing for 32. 32. So I predicted that drop. And I said, it's really gonna stay at around the $30 range. So might as well get it now. And yeah, literally, I've noticed like a really really good thing whenever anything releases is to wait. To really really wait. Don't give in to scalper prices and don't panic buy. Never panic buy. Because as I said before, nothing is ever truly gone. You just have to be patient. Really have to be patient. Um so that's essentially it. Hopefully I covered everything. If there's anything I didn't cover, then just let me know any way you can. I'm just here. Thanks for watching.